Hi and hello, I am Athena Pandin here. Welcome to the control system for the biomedical engineers classroom once again. Yesterday we have just crossed over signal flow graph introduction, variables and how to use the transfer function. So today we are just going to discuss about how to solve the problems. What is the procedure and what is the steps to solve the problem without applying any rule of block diagram reduction. Okay, we are just use one sum and according to that particular sum we are just to follow the procedures how to determine the transfer function. Come, let me start the problem now. So first of all, what is the purpose of signal flow graph? We are in the need to determine the transfer function of the given system. So already the signal flow grams was constructed by the S.J. Masson. That Masson introduced a formula called the Masson's gain formula. That is capital T is equal to 1 by del into summation K del K into Pk. So this is the formula created by Mr. Masson. So according to this particular formula, we can able to determine the transfer function very easily. Okay. So here, just for an example, this is a system. We need to determine the transfer function of this particular system. So for that, we need to calculate what is the value of del and what is the value of k, what is the value of del k, what is the value of pk. If you find all these parameters, then we are supposed to substitute all the parameter here in this transfer function formula and we are getting transfer function very easily. So we need to follow some of the steps. They need to follow some of the procedures to solve this particular system into the transfer function. So what is the procedure and what is the steps we need to follow? We are discussed. Here I just take an example. According to this particular example, I just follow the procedures you need to determine. Okay. So here, once we are receiving the sum, the first step what you need to do is, you need to determine the forward paths. So we need to note the forward paths. How many forward paths in the given system? Just listen. Step 1, forward path. Just put G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 is one forward path. G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5. Here is this output and this is input. This is one forward path. What is the gain of this forward path? That is P1 is equal to G1, G2, G3, G4 and G5. This is the gain of the first forward path. Okay, then here G6, G4, G5 is the next forward path. So here just make a diagram. Here this is an input R of S and here this is an output C of S and here it is G6 and here it is G4 and here it is G5, I think G4, G5. So this is the second forward path. So you need to put P2 is equal to G6, G4 and G5 or G4, G5, G6, whatever it is. So just look if there is any other feedback, any other forward paths are there or not. No, it is a loop, and it is also a loop. So we are just supposed to do that. Two forward paths we determine. So capital K value is 2. Okay, please remember. So this is the first step we need to do. Number of forward paths we determined. Then each and every forward path's gain individually we determine. Okay, this is the way you need to solve. The first step is over. The step 2 what you are going to do is, you are just come for the loops. Okay, once you are finishing the forward path, the next step is we need to determine the loop determination. Okay, here how many loops are there? This is a one loop, this is one loop and this is one loop. This is not a loop because it is the move towards the forward direction. It is not come to the same direction. Loop is nothing but start from one point and end towards the same point. Here all the three start from one point and end towards the same point, or start from one point and end towards the same point. It starts from one point and end towards the same point, like that, so that it is considered as the loop. All the loops are considered as the feedback path. So we are just indicated as in the variable h. Okay, so what is the next step we need to determine is, we need to determine the individual loop gain. So individually we need to determine the loops. Here we have 3 loops, so we are supposed to determine the 3 individual loop function. Okay, so you are just mentioned as P11, P12 and P13. Okay, make a diagram individually, of course. So first of all, you just make a diagram of this. This P11, make a diagram. Here it is G2 and here it is minus H1. So the gain is minus G2 H1. Okay, please remember. And then P2, that is a P12. That is second loop. Consider, I just take a second loop as this. G2, G3 and H2. Let's make a diagram of this. Here it is G2, here it is G3 and here it is minus H2. So the gain of this particular system is, just multiply all this thing, G2, G3 and H2. Okay, over. Then the last loop. Here G5, H3. Then P13 is indicated as here this particular G5, I think, right? Yes, G5 and here minus H3. So the gain of this particular thing is minus G5 H3. Okay, so this is the second step you need to follow. Determine the how many individual loops are there and individual loop gain individually we are just praying. Okay. So step 3, what we need to do is we are determining a pair of individual loop, a pair of individual non-touching loop. That is a very important thing. Not only the loop, a pair of non-touching loop. You compare with one loop and which is the loop that is not touching with other loop. Just take this particular loop and this particular loop. We just take as a pair. Here the third step we need to compare two loops. Okay, the non-touching loop. Both are not touchable with each other. Here this G2 minus H1 and this G5 minus H3 is not touchable. So we can able to frame as a first. We can able to frame as this particular thing, that is G2 minus H1, I think. Then you just frame G5 and here it is minus H3, I think. Yes. Two loops you need to take. The loop that is not touched with this particular loop. Okay. Here these two loops are individually connected. That's what we are just called as non-touching loops. Then P21 is the gain of this pair of non-touching loop. Okay, non-touching loop gain can be indicated in the way P21. Why we are putting 21 is here in the individual loop gain we have just taken P11, P12. That is what I am choosing here as P21. Okay, here the first loop gain I just multiply all these things. That is minus G2 H1 and minus G5 H3. So what is the thing you need? You got minus into minus plus. So you got G2, G5, H1 and H3. So this is the one individual loop, non-touching loop. Okay, then just take this particular loop and this loop. That is G2, G3 and minus H2 and this particular G5. This is also not touchable with each other. So it is coming under the non-touching loop. So just take a look of that. That is, here it is G2, here it is G3 and here it is minus H2. Then the compared loop is G5 and here minus H3. So here we need to do is P22 because we are taking as a P21 in the first. Just take a P22 here. Then take a gain of this particular thing G2, G3, that is minus G2, G3, H2 and minus G5, H3. So minus into minus plus we got G2, G3, G5, H1, H2. H1, H2, not H2, H3. Hope you got it. Okay, H2, H3. So hope you got this. So this is the way you need to represent. Just think, another loop is there. Here it is the loop, here it is the loop. But the step 3 is a pair of non-touching loop. But these two loops are touchable with each other. Okay, these two loops are touchable with each other in this point. G2 is common for this loop and also this loop. So we are not supposed to take this as in the third step. The loop that is not touched with each other. That is the thing you need to take as a pair of non-touching loop. Okay, here these two loops are touchable, so that is what they just leave. So the two pairs of loops are non-touching loop. I just got the gain of this particular thing. Okay, so I got P21 and P22. Step 4 we are supposed to determine the determinant value. Of course we know that the formula for the determinant The formula for the determinant is 1 minus sum of individual loop gain. We know that sum of individual loop gain plus a sum of a pair of non-touching loop and minus sum of a 3 non-touching loop is what's going on. Okay, then plus sum of 4 non-touching loop, like that is going. But here we don't have any 3 non-touching loops. That is what I just hold. So the formula is del is equal to 1 minus sum of individual loop gain plus sum of a pair of non-touching loop gain. Hope so it is not required because most of the sum having a pair of non-touching loop only. Okay, so just please remember the formula for the del we already discussed about. So del is equal to 1 minus sum of individual loop gain plus sum of a pair of non-touching loop gain. We already have sum of individual loop gain here in the second step. Individual loop gain we calculated. We are having 3 individual loop gain, that is P11, P12 and P13, and then a pair of non-touching loop gain. We have 2 pair of non-touching loop gain, that is P21 and P22. So we can able to convert this particular formula as 1 minus P11 plus P12 plus P13 plus P21 plus P22. Hope you okay. So this is what we unity. You just substitute all these things here. Instead of P11, what is that? Instead of all the parameter, I just substitute their gain value, and then we got the value of del. So I just substitute all the P1 value, that is in the formula we have sum of individual loop and sum of a pair of non-touching loop. I just substitute instead of all this thing, I just put it. Okay. What is the next thing we need to do is, we are just if you want to simplify this, you do this. Just multiply this minus sign inside it and take it in the single common element. Okay. Then minus all the element having minus, 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 minus. So all the element is converted into the plus. Here there is no problem. All the thing is plus only. So you just compare. 1, you got the value 1 plus, here we are just start here, del is equal to 1 plus G2 H1 plus G2 G3 H2 plus G5 H3 plus G2 G5 H1 H3 plus G2 G3 G5 H2 H3. So this is the thing we got. So this is the value of del we calculated. We calculated the value of del successfully. Next step, that is step 5. What is the thing we need to calculate it is, after the calculation of del, what is we need to suppose to calculate is del k value. Of course, you know that del k is nothing but 1 minus sum of that is the loop that is not touching the kth forward path. That is the formula. See, del k value is 2. Okay, k value is 2 in the first step itself we calculated. So we are supposed to calculate del 1 separately and del 2 separately. It indicates that del 1 is equal to 1 minus the loop that is not touching the first forward path. The del 2 is nothing but the loop that is not touching the second forward path. This is the formula. Inside the bracket, 1 minus loop that is not touching the first forward path. Here, first forward path is G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, this straight line. We have 3 loops. All the loops are touching with the first forward path. But here in the formula, the loop that is not touching the first forward path. Because of touching all the loops in the first forward path, we don't have any gain here. So just put 0. Then look the second forward path. Second forward path is G6, G4, G5. This is second forward path. We know that. Here, this particular loop is not touching. This G2H1 is not touched with the second forward path. This is the second forward path indication that we did in the first step itself. This particular forward path is not touching, not any contact with this particular loop. At the same time, this particular loop is contacted. Okay. At the same time, this loop, that is G2, G3 and minus H2 is also contacted in the end part in this particular forward path. So this is the only loop that is not touching the second forward path. Just write the gain of that. That is minus G2H1. Minus G2H1. So this is what we require. Del k value is del 1, del 2 we are supposed to, because k value is 2. So we are need to supposed to determine the del 1 value and del 2 value. del 1 1 minus, there is no loop is not touching with the first forward path, all the loops are touched with the first forward path, so that is what the value is 0. But in the second forward path, one loop is not touching with the second forward path, here this loop, but this loop and this loop is touchable. Okay, please remember this particular loop is touching, so that is what I just leave. Okay, this G6 and this H2 is meeting at the same point, that's what I just leave this loop. Only this loop is not any other touching with the second forward path, that's what I just write the gain minus G2 H1 here. Okay, so this is what, these are all the parameters we required. We already know that what is the formula for the determination of the transfer function. Capital T is equal to 1 by del into summation k del k pk. This is the formula we got. Here the k value is 2. So the formula is converted into del 1 p1 plus del 2 p2. Okay, we know that. I hope you know the summation point. Here we just putting 2 here. Then we can able to convert the summation point, where we can able to expand this particular equation as this. Okay, so we got the value of del here. In the step 4, we got the value of del. Del 1, we got the value of del 1 is 1. Then P1, in the first step itself, we calculate the value of P1. Then del 2, we calculate the value del 2. Then here P2. P2 in the first step, forward path gain P2. Del value we are just substituting. So if you are substituting all this thing, we got the transfer function. That's all. So once I substitute all the value of this del 1, P1, del 2, P2 and del, I got the transfer function like this. So this is the final transfer function we got. So this is the way you need to calculate the determination of transfer function. Okay, so here comparatively in the block diagram reduction, this is the 5 steps. After finishing the 5 steps, substitution of the elements in the transfer function formula, then the calculation of transfer function is got over. This is a simple way to determine the transfer function. Okay, so in the next class you are supposed to do in the next sum, that which is a somewhat difficult sum. How to the determination of forward path is also very difficult. Like that we are choosing one sum and we are just solved to determine the transfer function. Okay, thank you very much.